Hey, what's up, ladies and gents? Welcome to a new review. In front of us is the new Toyota Yaris Cross Hybrid. I didn't review Toyotas on the channel before. I decided to add them since I'm on car shows. So this is a Yaris mini SUV or Cross, and I think it looks quite nice in the black color because it has a lot of plastic black parts, but they kind of stand out if you have a white car. If you have a black car, they kind of blend in. So if you come a little bit closer, I love the Yaris Cross LED headlights. So now we have the daytime running light on the top, and we have a lens inside with a few reflectors. So it looks very elegant, and it looks like it has eyebrows. On the bottom here are turn signals, and then you have the fog lights as well. This is the metallic black color. It looks nice in person. And what's also cool is you have this that I've mentioned, plain plastic. This is good if you're going on a light off-roading. It's going all the way around the car, so it's protecting the hit zone. Now, moving a little bit away from the car, it looks also very elegant. I like the lines. They're not too sharp, they look elegant. And then we have the Toyota badge, of course, blue for the hybrids. All the cars are now hybrids, so there are no diesel anymore. And of course, you have the radar here. There's a little air intake on the top and mostly at the bottom, as you can see that. Now, moving to the other side. Now what's interesting, you also have these flaps here. So these are not common, at least not in the front. They're usually at the rear. But again, nice arch protection. And then skirt going at the bottom. We have beautiful 17-inch alloys. I love the design. There are diamond cut silver on black. And you can see tire dimension is 115/55 R17. Came on Continental Eco Contact 6 tires. Then we have the mirrors. These are, I believe, from the RAV, if I'm not mistaken. Have some aerodynamic details. Now on the top you have lane assist, light and rain sensor. Handles you can touch to lock or unlock. Have a physical cylinder on the driver end. No blind spot in the mirror. And I like this detail, Yaris Cross. Looks cool. I would like to personally tint the windows. I mean, factory tint would be nice, especially on the black car. Now the look at the rear. So they stick out the fender just a little bit so the tires aren't, sticking out. Moving to this end, this car looks quite interesting, especially with this rear signature. Reminds me of the RAV, but it's not a RAV, so it's Yaris. Love these. And again, this is black, so if it was a white car, it kind of stand out. But then this car just blends in. Let's open the cargo space. Check it out. Backing up so you can see the whole car. And there we go. So it is very practical, as you can see, and also opens fairly tall. I'm a 2-meter tall person, or 6.6. So you can see that. Now just on the top you have the warm license plates lights. You have a backing camera, 180 degrees, fisheye lens, and you have opening and a lock button. Manually closes here. Now on the top it's plain. Now you have this very flimsy, you can remove this, of course, cover, so it's not a hard top, so it's a little disadvantage maybe if you want to put something on the top, but it's easily removed, and you can store it underneath. Now this is big cargo space for such a small crossover. Now, as you can see here, and here there would be a shelf here, like a false floor, and then you would probably have a height of perhaps 1 or 2 fingers. In this case, it is removed, or it's not optioned. Maybe it's an option. You also have 4 data points on each side. There's a little extra room here if you need to put on both ends maybe something longer. Have one more light on the left, and that's it. Now underneath there is room for a spare tire, but there is no spare tire. And there are data points inside here for the isofix, and this is not my favorite detail when they leave this exposed, but you can knock down the seats 60-40 or 40-40-20. Still, this is not too shabby car, and you can see that the spoiler is extending from the body. It's getting a little low. Stoplight on the top. And it really looks powerful from this angle. I mean, all cars do, but it looks nice. You can see the exhaust pipe in Toyota on the right side. Toyota is Japanese cars, so, you know, they put it on the other side since they drive on the right side instead of the left. There is a little fuel cap here. I think it's locked, so we'll check if it's open from the inside. Solid closing sound. But one problem, as you can see, the doors do not open very wide, so it might be difficult to get inside if you're a taller person, and it's definitely not practical if you need to put a big child seat on the back. Now, checking the seals, they seem solid, double sealing. You can push this down. In that case, you lock from the inside for the kids so they cannot open from the inside. And one good thing is the doors are going all the way down. You can see that. Now, as the Yaris, the interior is exactly the same, so it shares a lot of same parts. You can see this is hard plastic handles. You can see windows. There's a little sort of like a cloth material. It's actually really not. It's just covered, but it's not cloth. And over here you can see a bottle area and a speaker. Now, checking the seats, there's some vent system, and you can see the textile seats are nice and wide, very basic, little pattern in the middle, and you can see the headrest. Now I'm gonna wait for this lady to finish up and get inside. Jumping inside. Now have in mind, I've adjusted the front seat for myself. Now there is enough feet room. There is just tight fit for the knees. Now have in mind, if someone shorter was sitting in the front, there would be more room for a tall person. So it's not that bad. No AC on the rear, and not too tall, a bit wider transmission tunnel. The seats are cloth. Go a little bit inside, not too shabby, but don't expect a lot. And there's a tip here you can pull, I believe, so you can knock down this. So you can put a longer object and then use it as a cup holder, but it doesn't look that much pretty, does it? Windows are nice and tall. There's a good overview on the rear. And let me just close the doors so we can hear the closing sound. Sounds solid. The front windows are open. And for a 2-meter tall person, I straighten up my back, but then I can't straighten up my head. But if I was an average person, it would be fit, though. My hair would be touching, but you know, still. They did try to like add a little bit of space here. There's like a little bit here and here, but you know, it's a smaller compact SUV. Now, seatbelts are not adjustable. They save a little bit of money on that end, and these are not slowly closing, but you have them on all 4 sides, and you have a little hook. It's practical. Before we jump in, view from the back seat. solid closing sound considering the window is all the way down. Now the front doors open wider. Compared to other cars, not that wide, but wider than the rear doors. Same seals and hard plastic on the front. Same material that imitates cloth. I think this is some sort of recycled plastic. We have a little accent here that looks nice. And then this is all the same from Yaris. We have only the driver's side automatic. The rest are electronic, but not fully automatic. They don't go all the way down or up when you pull them. That's disappointing. That's really not something that's expensive, and Toyota is saving on such a stupid thing. Have the lock, unlock. You can lock the rear for the kids, and you can electronically adjust the side mirrors. This feels sturdy, although it's all hard plastic. Some people might say it's cheap, but have in mind this is an entry model. And over here there's a cup holder, decent, and a speaker. Now, checking the seats, manual, pull up to slide back and forward, up and down for the seat, and push up to tilt. There is no lumbar support as far as I see. Now, really small bolsters, a little bit bigger on the top, but decent looking cloth seats. Via the top, you have a black roof liner. This might be like some sort of sport package. I'm gonna see the spec at the end. You can see the paddles there for the automatic. You also have Yaris Cross original carpets, and this is where you pop the fuel. You can hear a little sound here. So it's a really small fuel cap. Now you can unscrew this, and then I think there should be an option to like rest it here when you're refueling so it doesn't scratch your clear coat. You can see that. And when you close it in, it locks. So coming back here, you can see automatic long beam and light height. Now over here we're going to pop the bonnet a bit later. Steering column is manually adjustable, and let's just hop inside. Let's hear the closing sound. Sounds again decent when the window is down. I'm going to switch to wide lens. So this is the point of view, and zooming in. So the car engine is on to charge the battery. So we're gonna take a look at the speedo. There's some people browsing the trunk. We have the digital cockpit. The graphics is good from the eye distance, but ain't that sharp when you come a little bit closer. And here's the screen. Navigation was in purchase. You can see that while it's charging the battery, and you can also charge it while recuperating. You can see the AC layout. You have heated seats. You can see the buttons illuminated. The auto dimming. Now they turned on the engine for us. That's how they wanted to do it. I usually turn electronics on. But moving on, you saw the glimpse of the infotainment and the speedo. Now we have from the Yaris same steering wheel. It looks decent. Actually, it looks pretty good in design. Leather is kind of smooth, has a very nice texture to it. No piano black, at least on the steering wheel, looks pretty good. Have nice physical buttons, volume, voice commands, pages for the infotainment, and return and phone calls. You have here the radar, lane warning, and you have the cruise control settings. Classical light switches. I've left it on the light so you can see them. Outside, wiper controls. Now you can see the air vents, a little bit piano black, not too horrible, and a little bit around the screen on the AC. Now this is soft, but then over top it's all hard plastic. I have a speaker in the A-pillar and one at the front there. You saw the infotainment, I think they could upgrade the holographic user interface, and the screen here should be a little bit sharper. I like the fact that there's still physical buttons and knobs that you can roll, so they give you, you know, nice physical feedback. Hazard button. You cannot see the hazard lights on the side mirrors, and air vents are below. This is a quite nice place to put a phone. This is rubberized. There's your power start stop the engine, and again AC controls, as you saw, nice physical buttons. Heated seats, high or low or off in the middle position, airbag information, and USB-A. There is a 12-volt outlet there. Now this is a bit plain, so if you want to put something here, don't put your keys, it's gonna scratch all that plastic. And then lever is nice and small. There's a little button that goes up behind that I can get the camera angle to film it, but you can imagine that. Then you can see here park, reverse, neutral, drive. You saw that when it was on. Of course, blue lights for all the buttons, and then driving mode, traction off in EV mode, hold and park button. So it's really important when you have automatic, have auto hold, so you don't have to hold the brake when you're in a traffic light. There are two cup holders, pretty plastic, they're not adjustable. And then you can see this, not sure if you can put anything here, I think it just goes directly down to that. This is semi-soft, it's more on the harsh, I mean not harsh, wrong word, more on the stiff side, but it's, you can like push your finger in, and there is this open mechanism, so really like shallow space here, but you can put maybe your smartphone here, or I don't know, parking card. Once again, the seats are quite comfortable. I do like the levels and 3D design on those door handles. Over here, slowly opening, decent space for the glove compartment, and I like this detail. So design wise, it's elegant, and this is soft, so that's surprising, and this is hard, and everything going down from that point. Overview is nice. If you're a tall person, you're gonna see the hood. If you're not gonna see it. Good overview for the side mirrors, and I haven't adjusted the rear mirror, but you can see it's quite decent actually. Now you have the auto dimming feature as shown before. Door lights on, warm lights inside. Most car manufacturers put cold lights now, but some people prefer warm lights. And there is an emergency button there. It's covered by this, so you don't accidentally press it when the kids when they play in the car. You can see here there's a privacy mirror, no documents holder, no lights. It's an entry model, and this does not extend. This area is not covered if the sun is on your side. So that's it. And on the front, of course, plenty of headroom. Now, once again, yeah, pretty solid for the seats, although I wish it had a lumbar support. Now, as promised, let's pop the bonnet. Now, it is a bit taller than the Yaris, so it's a bit easier to get out of the car. Just a detail I just noticed, haven't looked, but the hood isn't extended to the wipers. You can see the nozzles there. Now to open up, you can see the badge, push to the left. Now this car is obviously being driven, so they didn't clean it up. You can see the petrol engine. Now I haven't honestly checked the spec, I haven't read it, so I just judging by the engine, I would say this is probably a 3-cylinder petrol. But yeah, there's no special engine cover or anything suggesting that it's a hybrid. There is a washer fluid, the red little thing for the user, the rest leave it to the mechanics. You have to use the little leg, of course, to put the bonnet up, let it drop, it closes perfectly. I'm gonna check the spec in the moment, so I gotta say this is a really sweet car. So let's get to the spec sheet. Yaris Cross 4.2 dynamic, and I guess this is the starting price, 24,000 euros, which is a bargain today to get a car for such a low price. You know, we all know the cars went after the pandemic and the inflation really expensive. Now benzene, so I know that. I don't know, this is a Romanian, we're in Bucharest Auto Show. I guess this is a 320 liters Port Bagay. I would say this is the cargo space, and we have automatic CVT, of course. Probably not your favorite automatic transmission. And I would say this is the horsepower, so 116 horsepower. I think for this small cross, this should be sufficient. But of course, always more is better. And of course, you have the combined hybrid with an electric motor. But I think this should be a nippy car on the road. That's it. Tell me in the comments, how do you like the new Yaris? And if you want to see more from Bucharest, subscribe to the channel.